everyone, welcome to Portland District Library's latest middles art project, Fidget Around. My name is Eileen and I'm going to be taking you through our instructions for completing today's project. We are going to be making some fidget toys. You should have already picked up your take and make bag here at the library. That's going to have all the supplies that you need to complete today's project, except for a pair of scissors. So grab those scissors and your take and make bag and let's get ready to create. What you see here on the table in front of me is everything that is in your take and make bag. So you should have a glue stick, a set of markers, and then 8 of these fidget toy templates. And then make sure you've got your pair of scissors from home. And what I'm going to do today is go over how to make one fidget toy. So you only need one template to make one fidget toy. So I'm going to just go ahead and set that there and then put the other 7 aside so you can make a total of 8 fidget toys with the take and make bag supplies today. And what we're going to start with, so step number 1 is going to be coloring our actual fidget toy. And you can see here down at the bottom that there's a little pattern guide, so the A, B, C, and D. So you can color across this way, you can stick to the pattern guide, or you can color it any way that you'd like. You can color all of the triangles, a solid color, you could do patterns, you could write words. Again, you can do whatever you want in terms of designing the actual fidget toy. And once you do one of these all the way through, I think you'll get a better idea of how you maybe want to design some of the other ones that you have templates for. But again, step number 1 is just going to be coloring our fidget toy. And you've got a set of 10 markers to color with. If you have other coloring utensils at home, maybe you like crayons or colored pencils, or you have like glitter markers or something more fancy, you can go ahead and use those as well. We just wanted to make sure you had some kind of coloring utensil for the fidget toys to start with. So go ahead and color your fidget toy, your first one, and then come back to the video and I'll show you the other step-by-step instructions. So for the video, I have actually pre-colored mine, and I decided to go with different patterns in each triangle. So I did stick to the pattern guide. So the A spots that are red, I did purple polka dots, and the B, I did orange zigzags. In the C spots, I did green, smaller polka dots. And then in the D sections, I did blue, like squiggly lines. So I thought that was going to be really fun to see how that would turn out when it's all finished. So yeah, once you've colored your first fidget toy, come back and I'll show you the next few steps on how to actually put together the fidget toy itself. Once you have your template completely colored, you can move on to step number 2. And step number 2 is cutting out our entire template. So make sure you cut all the way around and keep these end tabs and the glue tabs on your template. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this out. And do your best to cut right on the lines. With this part, you want to make sure you just take your time in cutting. We want to do our best cutting for this part. It'll help when we're actually putting the whole thing together. And we won't need any of the scraps that we cut off, so you can just end up recycling those when you're all done. So the next step, once we have our template completely cut out, is we have to do a ton of folding. So that's going to be the next step in this project. And it is going to take some time in terms of folding everything. but it's gonna be really cool, the end result. So you can see that there's two different kinds of lines. There's dashed lines going this way, all the way across, and then there's solid diagonal lines going diagonally across our template. And we wanna fold all of those dotted lines and the diagonal lines. And we wanna fold them in both directions so we get a really nice fold line. So just start, pick a line, you can start anywhere, and just start folding. So again, we wanna start by folding in one direction. I'm gonna use my fingernail to crease it. And you wanna make sure you're right on the line, okay? So we wanna make sure we're doing this as accurately as possible, so don't rush through this part, just take your time. So I've folded this in one direction, and now I'm gonna fold it in the opposite direction. And again, I'm using my finger and my fingernail to really crease that line. And then I'm gonna unfold it. And then I'm gonna move on to the second dotted line until I do all my dotted lines. And if you wanna choose to start with the diagonal lines, that's totally fine too. So I folded that one way, and now I'm gonna fold it the other way and completely unfold it. So one way, and then the other way, and unfold it. And the better and more accurate that you do the folding and the creasing, the easier it's gonna be to actually like put together and glue together our fidget toy into its final form. And then you want to make sure to even fold the little tabs at the end, because those do have the dotted lines there as well. All right, so I did all of my dotted lines, and now I'm going to do all of my diagonal lines. And the diagonal lines go in two directions, and you do need to fold them in both directions. So we've got the diagonal lines that go this way, and then the diagonal lines that go this way. And if at any point you need help during this project, we always encourage you to ask either an older sibling if you have one, or a grown-up in your household to help you. So some parts of our projects can be a little trickier than others. And even with our diagonal lines, you need to make sure you're folding it in the both directions and then unfolding. So fold, unfold, fold the opposite way, unfold, do the next line. Okay, so I've done all of my diagonal lines this way, and now I'm going to do the ones that are going in the other direction. And I have found that if I fold on the side where I can actually see the line first, that's easier for me, because then I can just flip it, fold it back the other way, and crease it a little bit. Just make sure you're finding whatever works easiest for you. And once you make one of these, again, you're just gonna repeat all the steps that we go over today in the video for the other 7 templates that you have. And you can decide to make all 8 fidget toys for yourself. You could make them for your family members, you could make them for your friends. So it's really up to you who you are making all of these fidget toys for. Okay, so I have folded all of my diagonal lines in both directions and my dotted lines that are going up and down. And the next step is gonna be folding our tube together and then gluing everything. So once you're done folding, join me again here for the next step in finishing putting together our fidget toy. So for the last step in putting our actual fidget toy together, all you're gonna need is your colored and folded template and the glue stick. And I just wanna show you one thing on one of the templates that has not been colored on yet. You'll notice there's these black dots here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And what we're gonna do is we are actually gonna match those up and we're gonna create a little tube by folding our fidget toy template together on itself. So what you're gonna do is, again, our dots are here and here, here and here, here and here. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna flip it over, and again, we're just kind of folding and matching those dots up, and the glue tabs will go underneath, and I'm folding it first and then adding glue because I just wanna show you guys what it's gonna look like. So once you fold it, and it should fold pretty easily, hopefully, as long as you have done the folds correctly. So again, we've lined up our black dots and the glue tabs have gone underneath. And we have this tube, and then the end tabs are sticking out still, which is what we want, because eventually once we glue down the other sections, we're gonna glue the tabs and stick them into the end that's open. So again, I'll show you that one more time. So we have our template laid out. We have our dots. I have my dots at the bottom of the blue and the top of the orange here. So when I flip this over and I do the folding, I'm gonna kind of just cup it like this, and my blue parts will go over the glue tabs, and we'll have a nice little tube, and your end tabs will still be sticking out. So now that I've kind of shown you how it's gonna fold together, test yours to make sure you've done all your folds and yours looks like mine. If yours doesn't fold up easily like mine did, you're gonna wanna go back and check to make sure that you've done all your folds correctly. All your diagonals, both directions, and all of your dotted lines. And you have to fold them one way, crease it, fold it back the other way, crease it, and unfold it. So here we go. I'm gonna lay mine back out, and I'm gonna put glue on all of the 6 areas that say the word glue. So only the 6 spaces that say glue. Do not put glue on the end tabs. That's the very, very last step. So I'm gonna use my little scrap paper here, lay that underneath, and then put glue just on the spots that say the word glue. And the nice part about the purple glue stick is that you can see exactly where you're putting glue. And I'm coating it pretty well. I want to make sure everything sticks together when I fold it. And this is a part where if you're struggling, ask for somebody's help. It's always okay to ask for help when you need it. I like to say that it's actually a strength when somebody can say, I need help, and then is proactive and asks for help. It's not a weakness when you need help with something. Okay, so I have my glue on all my glue flaps, and I'm gonna turn it over, and I'm gonna fold it, and then I'm gonna push down. And then I'm gonna fold it over and push down. And I'm definitely getting glue on my fingers, so that's okay. We can wash our hands. And then you wanna make sure you're pressing everything down You might want to even stick your finger in the end there that you can. So push down hard enough to get everything to connect, but not too hard that you're making everything collapse in on itself. And again, you want one end that's open and one end that has the tabs sticking out. So once you have made sure that all of your glue tabs are stuck down, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put glue on both sides of the end tab. And then what we're gonna do, I'll just show you, is we're gonna stick it in the end that's open and then push down. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, take my little scrap here again, put glue on one end or one side of the end tab and then the other side. Okay, and then again, this end should still be open. So we're just gonna take that end tab and stick it in there and then push down and make sure that our glue is gonna stay. And this part, you're gonna wanna push to make sure it sticks and stays. And see, mine is not, so I definitely need more glue on mine. And then once we are completely done with the gluing, your fidget toy is done, but we have to wait for the glue to dry for the fun part to actually use our fidget toy. So again, I have to go and put more glue on my end tab. And then we're gonna stick it in there in the open end. And we're gonna push down. I'm gonna hold mine a little bit longer now that I've added extra glue. So I'm gonna hold mine. And now I am going to let my fidget toy dry. And once it's dry, I will be able to show you how we can actually use our fidget toy to play with. So I gave mine about 20 minutes to dry, and the glue seems to be holding now on both the glue tabs and the end tab parts. And you're probably wondering, okay, so now what makes it a fidget toy? So the cool thing is now if you take the corners, you can actually flip the toy and it'll just turn itself inside out. And you can just keep doing that over and over and over again. And now you can kind of see where the pattern guide comes into play. So like all of my blue sides are showing, all of my purple polka dots are showing. But again, you can color all of your templates differently. You can write words, you can make them solid colors, you can do patterns, you could draw animals, you could draw people, you can do whatever you want with in terms of coloring and drawing on your fidget toys. So I feel like I could sit here all day doing this. I'm really enjoying this. And I hope you have fun creating the rest of your fidget toys. Here at the library, we love to see videos or pictures of you completing your projects or your final products, and that is the same for this project, Fidget Around. So if you want to send us any videos or pictures, you can do so by sending them to the email address going across the bottom of your screen now. And again, I hope you have all sorts of fun creating your fidget toys and fidgeting around with them. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.